Hey guys, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to part 2 of this video. So part 1 has just gone live as I'm recording this bit. I'm just about to edit. No idea how long it's going to be, so we'll see. I've got a few ideas in my book. I've got how many ideas? I've got 4 ideas. Oh, that's 3. I've got 4. I've got 4 ideas. Okay. Of what I want to do, just kind of trendy things within, like, you know, the bonsai realm. People want to know how to wire, how to start a bonsai full stop, and just little things like that, like root over rock. That's another thing, and I'll teach you it. It's pretty interesting, pretty cool. So I'll try and film them. Don't know when I've got time. But yes, anyway, we'll crack on to the video. As I said, no idea how long it's going to be, but I think it's just one clip, and then obviously it's one bit at the end, so we'll see anyway. I'll come back on and speak and do whatever, but yeah, time to edit, so hope you enjoy, and yeah, see you in a bit. Peace. Okay, so I've got this this screwdriver. It's got like a hole, it's like punchy hole, so you can actually get stuff, get your screws in and stuff. So I'm just going to get the top. You know what? I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put it on a nice surface. Okay, I'll put the holes in that bit now, so that's fine. I think everything's fine. I'll just give little bits of bit of water, because there's a few bits that don't have a lot of water. Two more over there, so that's sorted. If you can see, there's a tiny bit of condensation on this one. It's because the plant is breathing, so that's good. So I can definitely see where the plants have grown and what isn't growing. Obviously the ground is quite humid, so there must be something going on in here. Obviously here, what I could do if I wanted to improve these, I could put a tiny bit of plastic over there, but I won't for the sake of it. So yeah, I won't for the sake of it, just because it will take quite a lot to do that, and I want it to be kind of a quick job, not a long job. But anyway, so that's that. So yet again, very, very humid in there. This is growing, this is doing well. I'm excited to see if that roots or not. So soon it'll be time to see if that needs repotting, because the roots will have grown quite a bit. But I'm just going to put it in a little tray that I've got. I've got my pot full of rubbish. That's that. I can go back in there now. Okay, so there's bits of rubbish kind of everywhere, so I just want to be careful what I'm throwing in there as well. I'm just going to be careful because I don't know what's rooted and what hasn't, so I'm quite close to the camera there, because in here there is 2 seeds for both of them, and they're all giant sequoia. So I'm hoping to have a little giant sequoia forest, but right here with this little one here, that is the first sequoia I've got. And I know it's a sequoia because it looks like it, and yeah. So now we've got all of that. That can all be moved back now. So yeah, let's do that now. There we go, back on top. Close it, and there we go. So now it's almost like double the humidity. So it's going to get quite humid within this, and yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so right now there's quite a lot of bonsais that are growing moss, which is good because that is what I want from them. I want to grow moss, so I guess I'll put one here and we'll have a little look. At it. Okay, so this is my first bonsai. There is a lot of road noise, which isn't very helpful, but anyway. as you can see. I'll just take it down and I'll point it at the root base a bit. Okay, can you see that? Yes, okay. So I'll take these pliers. I'm just going to go and pick up a few things because obviously there's like a few either ground roots that haven't quite made it, or just stuff like that really. Just kind of bits of old litter, stuff like that. You can already see quite a few roots coming from this, and obviously there's that root base again coming out. There's a few little ones, so when I next prune it, I've just got to remember to take them off. But nothing that's too destructive. There's quite a lot of almost gravelly soil, which I don't really want, so I'm kind of chucking it in here just to stop it from being so gravelly. I kind of used a mixture of real dirt and yeah, just lots of different things really. Okay, that's already quite good. I'll show you where there's a tiny bit of moss growing. A bit more there. Okay, so all the way along here is a bit of moss. It's the smallest amount, however. It's an amount nonetheless. Growth, we're getting a lot of dead growth, however we are getting more new growth as well. So this is where it's had quite a lot of time in the sun, as you can see from the growth that it's got. Now, as I said, it is kind of some of it's quite green, some of it is quite yellow. I feel like that is just in time. The reason why I think it's so red is just because it is turning into a proper branch, so it's quite good. So at the moment, a successful tree. Just need to keep it watered and stuff like that. So I'll quickly do that now. You kind of got to do a daily water at most, if not weekly water. Okay, can be nice and full, and then it's just a simple pour on, and I'll put it over here, and I'll pick it up because it will drip everywhere. There we go. You want to have it so it does drip down to the bottom, and that's where you can tell you've watered it properly. Now, if you know that you've watered it too much, because like the leaves are dying, but you can't see any of it coming down here to the bottom, like any of the water running down there, well then it means you've got your pot is too pot bound. So what that means is the roots have taken too much of the pot up to the dirt. So when you go to water it, it can't really go to the very bottom. You need to have good flowing soil. So right now I've got a few little blobs down there, so I know that I've watered this really well. Yet again, just going to give that even more of some more water. I really want to see it pour out of here. So when I know that it does that, that's when I can be happy, because I know that I've given it enough water then. But until then, you need to keep feeding it water. Some people say leave your bonsais until they're nice and dry up here, but I feel like that's too late. You should have already watered it. So you kind of do it to when it's starting to get dry to the touch. So you kind of touch it every day. When it starts to dry, well then that's when you know to do something about it. So right now if I lift it up, even more water, so now I know, that's good. So I can go back. Okay, so this is another bonsai, or definitely one that I'm working on anyway. Yet again, I've already kind of cleaned it up before, so I'm just going to give it a bit of I'll give it a tiny bit of a clean up. The odd rock that doesn't suit the scape. Right then, that's that. So yet again, nice bit of water. It's quite limp, and what I mean by that is the growth here, it just dangles down. It needs to be a little bit stronger, but I feel like it's either because it's not got enough of something, or it's just not developed that properly. Because I mean, it does grow quite fast, but that's quite limp, and that's only just newly developed growth. So it's quite slow draining, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It means the soil has definitely got enough moisture. However, it does kind of go down here, so there could be a little problem around here, but there might not be. But yet again, we'll see eventually. We'll find that out soon. I can actually see that the pot is a tiny bit higher here than down in here. So what I could do is I could always have another layer of soil just under here. But do you know what? It does it for the moment, and it is fine. Still quite healthy. I'm kind of watering this and definitely spraying it with this quite a bit. Obviously not with it empty, with it actually in the container, just to keep the soil quite moist to then grow moss, because obviously that's how you grow moss. And I'm starting to get quite a mossy top. I just feel like it needs a lot of heat, a lot of sun now, and it'll really bring that moss out, so yes. Anyway, but apart from that, soil's gone, it's drained through the soil, and now it's into the bottom. So you can either leave it in the pot, or you can reuse that water. I don't really like to reuse the water, because if your tree's got a disease, it will carry it to other trees. So I tend to kind of lift the pot up, and I just tend to chuck all that stuff on the floor, and then get the pot, and then I just let it drain naturally. So yet again with the bonsais, I've got another absolutely beautiful bonsai. This is probably one of my favourites, just because of that developed, or because of all the developed branches and stuff. So yet again, I'm just going to do the same thing. This is kind of what you do every day. Kind of go, pick bits up. Yet again, I'm trying to do the same as I've done with that other one. And this is a bit better soil. So yet again, do that. I'll go and get a bit more water now. So I'll just fill this up again. And we'll see how far that's drained. And then we'll see how much of it's gone to the bottom. If it's gone if all of it's gone to the bottom, it means it's nice and wet. So we can then put it back and yeah, see more growth very soon. Okay, so that has drained, and actually when you do this, I always like to do the kind of clean up afterwards, because you can kind of see weeds growing whilst the water seeped away, because obviously it compacts the ground, the soil, and it really makes, and then you can kind of see what you've got. Now you have got to be quite careful if your bonsai does have quite damp soil. That is one thing that I'd always say kind of watch out for, because obviously that isn't always a good thing. If you try to grow moss, well then you can either use fresh moss, or I like to kind of grow my own, but that is a thing that I am kind of trialing at the moment. Yet again, the bonsai is all about, it's art, so it's all about kind of trying new things. You're not going to get every single bonsai perfect, but that's kind of expected with these things. So yet again, I'm just going to get my thing, give it a bit more water. Just going to check how much water the tree leaked. So there we go. So that was quite dry. So what I'm going to do now is put a bit more in, because obviously that tree needed a drink. So yeah, yet again, it's high that side and quite shallow, quite deep this side. But it shouldn't really make a difference. Yet again, you just got to make sure it doesn't rot the bottom or the roots. So that's why you've got to have good drainage of soil, or else your tree's just going to rot. So we can start to see it drain away now. Just going to tilt it this way a bit, so I know that soil is going to get a bit of water as well. So yet again, that water you can reuse, but as I said, if your tree's got a disease, it will just carry it in the water. It carries it in the soil as well, so that's why you should just discard everything. But I mean, if you're on a tight budget and you don't really want to use a lot of money on water and stuff, which I totally get, then yeah, reuse the water. I mean, it should be alright, as long as you know your tree's not got any diseases or whatever. There we go. I'm just going to put this down here now, and there we go. That's another tree. So yet again, you've got quite a lot of new growth, and you can see if a tree's healthy just by giving it a little scratch. Obviously, I don't need to scratch this tree because it has got perfectly good roots. It's got good roots, and it's got nice leaves as well. You can see these little bulges almost. All right, that's going to be new growth eventually. Sometimes they might not all grow. Like obviously there's quite a lot down here. If I move just that slightly, there's quite a lot of new growth around here. That all won't grow, but that should make new growth, and it should make new branches as well. Let's have a look at my sweet chestnuts. So what I need to do with these plants is I need to repot them. With this, the sweet chestnuts, they're very big. Yet again, there's some new growth just there. Don't know if you can see it. Just there's some new growth. That's quite good. You might not be able to see that. Just there's a bit of new growth. It's quite blurry, I know, but nonetheless that is a part of the new growth. So yet again, it's the same thing. Give it a bit of a clear up. You can use any of these. I mean, I use both at the same time. They both do the same thing. One you can kind of get in certain areas, the others you can get in other areas. And then I'm just going to do the same process as I've been doing for all of them. Give it a nice little water. When people say, can you overwater plants? I kind of say no. You can't overwater them, because obviously naturally one day it's going to rain a hell of a lot, and one day it's just going to sun. It's just going to be very sunny, and that's kind of it. So you're not going to have all dry days and all wet days. That's why ground is kind of how it is. That's why it's like rocks and other stuff. So because this dirt has been compacted, it is quite hard for it to drain, but it will drain eventually. It is just very kind of not clayey soil, but it's quite hard draining. So as I said, it will drain eventually. It will just take a bit of time. but it shouldn't matter. Yet again, that's really good growth, really strong trunks, and obviously when these die, it will obviously grow a thicker trunk and nicer leaves. So yeah, but really this has surprised me in many ways. It's done really good. Yet again, a lot of water down there, so that's good. That's how you know you're onto a winner. I'll just give these a bit more water. Okay, so they're fine. I can just let them drip and do their own thing. So really quick with these, I'm kind of leaving them in this pot. I'll tilt it to the side. But you've got one tree here and another species of tree here. I would put it into a bonsai pot, however, I kind of want to thicken up the roots and stuff before I really do anything to it. I mean, I kind of want it to establish a bit more, but that is a project that I will be doing soon. I'll be doing a little kind of scenery for these. So I'll do it to this one, and I'll do it to another one that I'll show you now. But yeah, so that's what you can be expecting. A nice little landscape, lots of nice flowers. And stuff in it. You can't have all types of flowers in it. I mean, there's obviously a limit to what you can do, so I'm waiting for that to thicken up. But anyway, I'll show you the new pot now. This is another one. This is actually just one tree here. We ended up cutting this down, and you've kind of got 3 trees out of this. So I might try and split them. So I've got 3 different well, it's the same tree, but 3 different trees. Obviously there's roots here that I should really take out, but yet again, it's not really doing anything, kind of doing its own thing. So yeah, yet again, on these weeds, because they've been there for so long, you've got that really nice root system as well. So yet again, you don't really turn a weed into a tree. There's actually no such thing as a weed. Weeds just grow. So if you want to grow one in your garden, grow a weed in your garden. Right, I'll put this back because I mean there's nothing you can do. I'm kind of, with these pots, I'm kind of just leaving them to the elements, and then that's about it really. I've got a tiny bit of water now that was left. I'll just pop that back in there. I'll go fill that up again, and then that's about it really. So it's just a bit of a tidy up, kind of sort things out, clean your tools, because yet again it's that thing of if you have dirt in there and your plants have got diseases, it will carry. It's just like a normal disease for humans. No matter what you do, it will just continue to spread, but hopefully you spot a disease if you see it. So as I said, I'll go fill this up, and then yeah, I think that'll probably be it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah, see you in the next video. I'll probably do a chat thing now, so see you in a bit. Peace. Okay, so that was that. I'm very tired from editing that. It took yeah, a fair amount of editing. Sorry, it's quite choppy in some places. It's quite heavily edited, partly because I just put a lot of pauses when I speak, so I kind of trim it down, and it does sound like I'm kind of doing this a lot. It doesn't really make sense. But anyway, so that's kind of explaining that. And yeah, damn I'm tired. But anyway, thanks for watching this video, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this. If you're subscribed, hit the bell as well, because YouTube doesn't want to turn on like notifications, don't know why, so hit that bell, you'll always be notified when I upload. And yeah, all good. So yes, my Twitch and Twitter is down in the description. I'm probably going to set up a Discord and other things, but yeah, at the moment there's not really much I can do apart from sit here and wait. But now at least I've got kind of time to do my own thing. Now this might work, this might not. I'm going to kind of be uploading either every 2 days, so like every other day, I think, I don't know, or every 3 days from when I do a video. So 3 days after, that's when I'm uploading it. On the 3rd day I'll upload. So yes, anyway, or on the 2nd day, whatever that is. I'm still kind of still deciding these kind of things, but anyway, that's what I've got to so far. As I said before, hit that like button, and yeah, go check out my other videos as well. See you later. Peace.